Hello, my name is Elizabeth Rhodus. I'm an assistant professor in the Sanders Brown Center on Aging at the University of Kentucky, as well as the Department of Behavioral Science within the College of Medicine. I'm also a licensed occupational therapist, and the work that we're going to be discussing in today's session revolves around some of the work that I have used and techniques that we've used with people with cognitive impairment across the lifespan, not just in older adults or their care partners, but children as well and adolescents. The techniques that we'll talk about today are going to help decrease stress, anxiety, and improve your overall functioning and brain health. In fact, the work that we're going to be talking about, including breath work and body stretches, are evidence-based approaches to improve brain health. We're going to be joined by Celeste Roberts, the Research Program Manager in the Engaged Aging Lab at Sanders Brown Center on Aging, also an occupational therapist. For a brief overview of today's session, we're going to be talking about and doing some exercises with breath work. We're also going to be showing you some different exercises that you can do in a seated position to stretch your muscles in your upper body and your back, and as well as your neck. I'll give you a few tips and hints throughout the way, and we're going to conclude with a 4-minute guided meditation to help you really feel the deep breathing and the mindfulness and what the impact can be from these different stretches and things. As we breathe throughout the day, we don't typically think about it. We just breathe in and we breathe out. It happens all day long. But evidence actually shows that when we are intentional about breathing and thinking about our breath, we can actually improve our brain health. We can feel calmer and have lower anxiety. I'm going to talk to you today about a couple different techniques that can improve your breath work so that you can have lower stress, lower anxiety, feel calmer. The techniques that we talk about can actually lower your blood pressure. They've also been shown to improve brain health. The first topic of the 3 that I'm going to tell you about is the idea of pursed-lipped breathing. When we're thinking about how we breathe in, our nose actually has a small filter on the inside that will filter out different particles throughout the air. So it's ideal that we're breathing in through our nose. We're then going to breathe out through our mouth. Some people say you can drop your jaw and just kind of breathe out like you're fogging out a window. That's one technique. Another technique is to breathe out with pursed lips so that the air is coming out like you're blowing out birthday candles or you're trying to blow up a balloon. This slows down the amount of air coming out and can lower your anxiety. So I want you to breathe in through your nose like you're smelling the flowers. And then I want you to breathe out through your mouth like you're blowing out birthday candles. In through your nose, smelling candles. Out through your mouth like you're blowing out birthday candles. The next element of breath work is pace. Some people really enjoy a technique called box breathing. That's when you breathe in for a count of 3, you hold for a count of 3, you breathe out for a count of 3, and you hold for another count of 3 before you take another breath. Box breathing has been shown to lower anxiety. It's a great technique. It takes lots of thought and practice until you get the hang of it. Another technique that I think is a little bit easier and that you can do often is the idea of breathing out for twice as long as you breathe in. So we're going to practice today with breathing in for a count of 2 and breathing out for a count of 4. So I want you guys to think about breathing in through your nose for a count of 1, 2, breathing out through your mouth with pursed lips for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. In, 1, 2. Out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 2 more. In for 1, 2. Out, 1, 2, 3, 4. In and out. Great, good work. The third element that I want to talk to you about breath work is the posture and the muscles that we're using to breathe. A lot of times when people breathe, they use the small muscles in between their ribs called the intercostals. That expands the chest and pulls it back together. So you expand to breathe in, you pull it back in to breathe out. But there's another muscle that's a very large muscle in our body at the bottom of our lung cavity called the diaphragm. The diaphragm, when it's activated, actually will create a vacuum through the entire lung cavity so that you're able to maximize the surface area of your lungs that exchange the gases with oxygen as you're breathing. So we're going to actually use our lungs more efficiently if we activate our diaphragm. The diaphragm also turns on the parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system is known to help you feel more relaxed and calm. It lowers your blood pressure, can lower your heart rate and your oxygen, increase your oxygen saturation, and lower your breathing rate. So if you think about rest and digest, that's your parasympathetic nervous system at work. It helps you feel relaxed and lets your body be in a non-stress state. So to practice diaphragmatic breathing, I want you to put one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach. When you breathe in, ideally the hand on your chest doesn't move. When you breathe in, the hand on your stomach is going to go out towards the middle of the room. And when you breathe back out, the hand on your stomach is going to go in towards your spine. This is really tricky at first and takes lots of practice. So another way that you can practice if you want at another time is to lay flat on the bed, put a Kleenex box or the remote on your stomach, and practice until you breathe in and watch that box go up. And then when you breathe out, the box goes down. But right now, I want you guys to get nice and tall or comfortable in your chair, feeling nice and strong in your shoulders and your back. You're going to put one hand on your chest, one hand on your stomach. You're going to breathe in through your nose for a count of 1, 2. You're going to breathe out through your mouth, and you're going to squeeze your stomach back in. As you breathe in, your hand on your stomach goes out. You expand your stomach. Now you breathe out and pull your stomach back in. Let's give that 3 tries. You're going to breathe in for 1, 2. Breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Think about your muscles. You're going to breathe in for 1, 2. Breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in for 1, 2. Out for 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you conclude this breathing work or breath work session, I want you to walk away with 3 key points. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, like you're smelling the flowers and blowing out 100 birthday candles. I want you to think about pace, how fast you're breathing, how long you're breathing out. Do you like the box technique? Do you like breathing out a little slower than you breathe in? The third element is, what muscles are you using to help you breathe? Are you using your chest, or are you really activating that diaphragm called diaphragmatic breathing? These are different techniques that are proven and evidence-based to improve brain health and help your body. Now that we've talked a little bit about breath work and our breathing, I want you to keep practicing that in the background as we continue on to our stretches. Stretching is very important because our muscles and our joints have different neurons within them that really activate a sensory system throughout our entire body. When we say sensation or sensory input, we think about hearing, breathing, taste, touch. Those are easy. What we don't typically think about is one of the really important sensations called proprioceptive input. When our muscles get stretched or our joints have pressure, we have proprioceptive sensation to our brain. Proprioceptive input is actually one of the most calming and regulating sensations for our entire nervous system. If you think about the baby in the utero, the nervous system is developing at its very most innate states, right? It's building a brain. It's surrounded by fluid and under constant pressure. Our nervous system really likes pressure. Once that baby's born, our mother's or a parent's natural instinct to help calm that baby is to swaddle it up tight. We're going to wrap that baby up in a nice warm blanket to help that baby feel calm and safe. It mimics the feeling of being in the womb, surrounded by pressure, surrounded by fluid. I'm not going to encourage you guys to swaddle yourselves today, but I do want to tell you about some different techniques that we can do. When we're thinking about our breath work and how we're feeling, a lot of times we'll have tension or we'll just hold our muscles in specific states and we don't even realize it. So when we think about our stretches, it's important to know that it's calming to our nervous system, but it's also good for brain health. The evidence in the science has shown that just 15 minutes a day of stretching can significantly improve the brain function in important areas of your brain for memory, like the hippocampus, as well as the emotional states like the amygdala and different areas that are really going to help us feel calm and relaxed. We can also see through the evidence that just 15 minutes a day of stretching actually changes the gene expression at the cellular level of what's happening inside of our body. So we think about, we'll do some yoga, we'll do some stretches, but this is actually critical to how our bodies are functioning all the way to the cellular level. When we're doing our stretches, I want you to think about the feelings and the sensations. When I talk about feelings, I'm really talking about what does it feel like in your body. The more that we're aware of how our body feels, the more brain growth we can actually have. This element of thinking about how our body feels when we're stretching and breathing is called mindfulness. We think about the sensation of what does the breath sound like as it's coming in? What does the pressure of our body in the chair feel like? That's mindfulness. Mindfulness is another technique, or thinking about these sensations is another technique to improve anxiety, improve stress levels, help you feel calmer, and also all the way down to the cellular level of improving your health. So let's go through a few different stretches that you can do from your home in a chair. I want us to start with our hands. A lot of times we'll clench our hands when we're stressed, and there's a bunch of tiny little muscles in our hands. So when we open our hands and kind of wiggle our fingers, you can do one tight squeeze and then a release, one more tight squeeze and then a release, give it one more wiggle. Now we're gonna rest our hands with palms facing up on our knees. There's actually a little neuroscience behind resting with our palms up. When we rest with our palms up, it naturally releases endorphins, the feel-good chemicals in our brain. We actually can lower our stress and feel happier just by sitting with our palms up facing the sky. If you think about when you're upset with someone and you want to tell them no, you often push them away with a hand down. But when you greet someone, you often greet them with a palm up. It's natural human instinct to be open and happy with your palms up. So now that we're resting with our palms nice and loose and facing the ceiling, I want us to turn our attention to our neck. A lot of times we hold our stress in our shoulders and our trapezius muscles within our neck. So I want us to think about loosening those up. You're going to kind of roll your shoulders back. You're going to gently bring one ear towards your shoulder. So let's take our left ear towards our left shoulder. Celeste is going to show you the full range of motion, and I'm going to show you a modified version. If you have arthritis or anything that causes you discomfort, do not push to the point of discomfort or pain. We want to make sure that this doesn't cause you any discomfort whatsoever. So let's do it again. We're going to stretch our ear towards our shoulder. Once you're here, you can gently pull down using your side muscles, pull down on the right side. So you're actually dropping your right shoulder as you're pulling your ear towards your left shoulder. Let's pull it back to the middle. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. You're going to bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Again, don't go past the point of pain or discomfort. Come back to the middle. Let's go back down and pull your left shoulder down towards the floor. Sometimes, if you're feeling spunky, you can take your hand and pull your shoulder or pull your head towards your shoulder and really drop the opposite shoulder. You get a really good stretch that way. Again, don't push past the point of pain. These are some easy stretches that you can do every day, anytime, morning, afternoon, night. They really help help your body know we're becoming a non-stress state. So we have our hands set, our neck is kind of loose. Let's think a little bit about our shoulders. Our shoulders are loose like our hips. So it's really important that we protect the integrity of our muscles and our joints in the shoulder. I have several different joints in there. So again, don't go past the point of discomfort, but pushing up towards the ceiling is a nice, good stretch. You can go, Celeste is going to show you full range. I'm going to go halfway. If you can go all the way, go up there, breathe in through your nose. As you breathe out, bring your hands back down. Let's do that again. You can go straight up or you can go up through the side. We're going to breathe in, push up. Feel that stretch through your body and breathe back out and pull down. Perfect. Some people like to go up to the side. I'm going to show you another stretch for your shoulders. This one's a little tricky. You're going to bring both hands, you're going to lace your fingers and bring them behind your head. The natural instinct is to lean forward, but that's what we want to push against. Excuse me, Celeste. You're going to pull your body back and try to look up towards the ceiling. My body's cricking and cracking back here. You're going to come back in, release a little bit, just stay in this spot, and we're going to go again. As you pull back and look up towards the ceiling, think about the release in your shoulders, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and loosening up those intercostal muscles throughout your ribs. Take a good deep breath in, and slowly come back out of the position as you breathe out. Great. I'm going to show you one more stretch. This is a side to side stretch. I do not want you to fall out of your chair. Do not fall into the floor. So I want you to make sure that you're sitting fully firmly in your chair. If you have arm supports, that's great. If you lose your balance, don't do this stretch. Your feet are flat on the floor. We're going to stretch across our body and lean to the side. You're going to take one arm. I'm going to show you a modified version. Celeste is going to show you full range of motion. We're going to lean to one side until the point that you feel stretch on the side of your body. Breathe in. As you breathe out, come back down. We're going to do that one more time. Breathe in. As you breathe out, pull back down. We're going to go the opposite direction. So bring your arm up, cross, lean, feel the stretch on your body. Think about what those joints and muscles feel like. As you breathe out, pull back in. Let's do it one more time. Breathe in and stretch. Oh, that feels great. Now pull it back down. Good. Fantastic. So we've talked about stretching your hands, the importance of those muscles in your hands and keeping them loose and open, pointing up to the ceiling. Stretching your neck, stretching your shoulders and your back, and stretching your spine, your lower spine at the hips. I'll give you one quick tagline that I like to tell patients. This idea that our joints, they all have fluid that help them move. And when we're not moving our joints as much as we should, the fluid can kind of dry up. So the more we move the joints, the more the fluid develops and creates. Motion is lotion for our joints. Literally, the more that we move them, the looser they're going to stay. When we live with our arthritis, those joints can kind of become crunchy and the fluid can dry up quickly. But even with arthritis, the more that you move, the looser the joints become. These first couple stretches that you might do could be a little bit painful or a little bit sore. Do not push past soreness or pain, but the more you do them, the easier they should get because motion is lotion. So far in today's session, we've covered a lot of work. We've talked about breathing and the importance of breath work throughout our day. We've talked about stretching and how stretching can really help our nervous system feel calm and regulated and at peace. We've also talked about this idea of mindfulness, thinking about the sensations coming in and really being at peace with how your body's feeling. We're going to conclude today's session with a 4-minute guided meditation that's been written by Tara Brock and has been published in the New York Times. For this meditation, I want you to find a comfortable place. And once you're ready, if you feel safe, please go ahead and close your eyes. If you'd prefer to keep your eyes open, soften your gaze. Coming into a stillness and feeling the simplicity of your body breathing. Take in a nice, full, deep breath now. Extending the breath, feeling the chest and the lungs. Slowly breathe out. Feeling the sensations of releasing the breath, relaxing outward, and letting go. And again, breathing in, filling the chest and the lungs. Slowly breathe out, releasing, letting go of tension, thoughts, and worry. One more time, inhaling deeply, filling the chest and the lungs. Slowly breathe out, relaxing outward and letting go. And allowing the breath now to resume in its natural rhythm, relaxing with the inflow and the outflow. Begin to gently scan down the body, starting at the top. Relaxing the brow, letting it be smooth, softening your eyes. Letting the jaw unhinge and relaxing the tongue down. Letting the shoulders fall away from the neck. And feeling the shoulders from the inside out. Feeling a dissolving sensation like ice to water and water to gas. Letting the hands rest in an easy and effortless way. Softening the hands, feeling from the inside out. A play of sensation. Letting the chest be open, the heart relaxed, sensing an openness to the chest, softening the belly, letting this next breath fill the belly. And this breath, and now this one. Relaxing deep in the torso, feeling the length, the volume of the legs, feeling the sensation inside your feet. And then widening the lens to sense this whole body as a field of sensation, including an arising and passing of sound. Sensing in a relaxed and gentle way the movement of the breath, this background of aliveness, resting in an awake, relaxed presence. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring your attention back to the feeling of sitting in your chair and open your eyes. We have talked about so much today. I hope that you guys leave today's session with a few techniques and think about the opportunity anytime throughout the day to take a good deep breath, to feel the stretches and the movements of your body, and be very mindful of what it feels like, all of the sensations coming in and going out. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us for the session today. We've covered a lot of groundwork, and I'm excited for you all to take away these important tips and techniques. My name is Elizabeth Rhodus, and I'm faculty at Sanders Brown Center on Aging. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you'd like to discuss any of this content further, or if you have any questions. The information to contact Sanders Brown will be coming up next. Again, thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to talking to you in the future.